Hey guys, so in this video I'll walk you through the installation of this Pertronix HP Capacitor Discharge Ignition box in my 1965 Chevy C10 with a straight six 250 cubic inch engine. Now this engine is stock, it's not high performance, doesn't have a radical cam. So why would I bother with a CDI system? And here's the reason why. Before installing the CDI box, I could hardly get it to idle at 700 RPM. Had to keep it up around 800 just to have a smooth idle. Here you can see with the CDI box and that good spark, I have no problem idling at 500 RPM. Which is where it's supposed to idle. Okay, so the next question is where to mount it. Some guys mount it under the dash and hide it away inside the cabin instead of the firewall or engine compartment. But you know, I'm not looking for authenticity to that extent, and I'm going to mount it here, and here I got a nice little flat surface that I think is going to work out. And yeah, the wires will be pretty close to where they need to go. Okay, so I think that looks pretty good. That's going to fit right nice. The wires come out here, head right down to where I can route them around to where they need to go. The plus 12 volts, which has to go directly to the battery, I'm actually going to put it on. And then you can see the starter motor. I mean, that's a big honking cable that comes from the battery, and then be a nice easy attach point. It's just like putting it on the battery. With the negative side, I'm just going to put a ground screw either here or here, and use the whole frame of the truck as the negative, and that should work out really well. You can see I use a wire brush to clean off the paint, so get good electrical contact with the screw I'm going to put in there. Here you can see the ground post that I put in with the ground wire, the heavy black wire from the Pertronix CDI. To wire the CDI unit, you need to know what type of trigger you have. That is points, mag pickup, or in my case, the Pertronix igniter type mag pickup. And since I do have the Pertronix 2 system in my distributor, we'll use the wiring diagram for igniter 2 or 3 distributor. The two heavy red and black wires are intended to go directly to the battery. The lighter black and black and white wires go to the coil, and then the gray wire goes to the tachometer lead. The red wire goes to both the ignition and to the red wire of the igniter 3 trigger. The white wire goes to the black wire of the igniter trigger. Bottom line is, all the wires that used to go to the coil now go to the CDI box, and then 2 wires come back from the CDI box to the coil. Recommendation is to not bundle the wires going to the coil with the trigger wires, so you don't get any EMI effect. Here you can see I've got the trigger wires, the tack wire, and ignition wire bundled together. And then I've got the two wires going to the coil, black and white, bundled separately. And they follow the same route, but they're not bundled right next to each other. There you can see I put some cable clamps on the fender wall here to kind of keep everything nice and neat. The battery wire going down to the starter motor, and the other cables follow the other wires that were already routed from the firewall up to the vicinity of the valve cover and over to the coil. I went through that wire clamp that was already there on the block with the one, and then just kind of taped my two separate wire bundles up to the existing wire. Keep everything nice and neat, and brought it all the way over to the vicinity of the coil and the distributor. Before you can use the CDI, you have to program it. And the first thing you have to do is select the number of cylinders you have, which sounds easy enough, except there are two settings for 6-cylinder engines, which had me confused. And I talked to tech service, and they explained that some of the GM V6 engines were even fire and some were odd fire, and I'm not even sure what that means. But in any case, he said for my straight 6 engine, position number 6, 6-cylinder even fire, was a setting that I required. And here you can see I have the cylinder setting set to position 6. Each separate mode is programmed with the ignition off. That is, no power to the unit. And then once you have the correct setting for that mode, you turn the ignition on to save it. And that setting then is confirmed by blinking lights. And then you turn the ignition off again, move on to the next mode, and repeat the procedure. When you're all done programming, you have to set the mode back to 0. The first mode we'll program is the type of trigger we have, whether we want single spark or multi-spark, and how much power. So that's mode 9, and as you can see from the chart, for our case, we want electronic ignition rising edge, which the node indicates is the correct one for the Pertronix igniter. In any case, we have the choice then of 187 or 145 megajoules. We'll go with the 145, the lower, and then the multi-spark or single spark, we'll want the multi-spark, so that's the number 1 in the 1,000 position. So we're going to have the mode set to 9 and the 1,000 switch position set to 1. All right, we have the mode switch set to number 9. We have the 1,000 RPM switch set to 1, and the ignition is off. Now we're going to turn on the ignition to save that setting. And there's the 3 lights blinking, indicating that the setting has been saved, and then both lights are on solid. The next feature that can be set is the start retard. Basically, it allows you to retard the spark for startup until it reaches a certain RPM. However, in our case, with the Pertronix Igniter 2 mag pickup, it has 3 degrees of retard and dwell adjustment built into it. So tech service advised that I should turn this feature off, and that's what we'll do. To do that, we'll set the mode to number 7, and then we'll set both the 1000 RPM and 100 RPM to 0. After programming, the mode selector should be returned to position 0, which you can see I've done here. So here you can see the idle speed here is right at around 500. I could never do that before. Best I could do is like 700 to 800. And yeah, it's just a better spark, a better idle, and it's all good.